Wanted to talk about. Okay, let me introduce this then. Starting now. Okay, so today I'm here to talk about basically what is Heroes of the Storm, how do you play it, who's good, how to play each character, or the ones that I own. I don't have them all, but I have enough to play ranked, so I have more than 10. And my opinion on the tier list. Basically A to Z Heroes of the Storm, and this is going to be kind of a how-to video series on how to play the game and what the game's about. So, first of all, I pulled up this tier list because I wanted to talk about it. So, basically, ETC is at the top right now. He got moved up. Okay, first let me explain why the tier list is in its current state. So let's talk about what happened in the past. Basically, this tier list started during Jaina patch. Then it went through various iterations due to patches. And this 20th of February is what we're going to talk about because it's the current patch. So, there was a big talent overhaul. That's why there's so much more in this change list than in any other tier.
Your bed in the laundry now. Your bed in the laundry now.
So I'm going to cut that out. But anyways, basically, there's more in this one than in any other tier because basically, oh my god, I lost my train of thought. Alright, there's more in this tier because there was huge talent overhaul. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. So, all the talents were completely redone for almost every character. They removed a lot of talents from the game, added talents, changed what talents certain characters have, changed what talents other characters have. Basically, they kind of made roles. So, yeah. So, we'll talk about the tier list then. I'm not going to talk about why people moved where they moved. Basically, a couple of the strong people got nerfed. A couple of the weaker people got better talents. They didn't change really any of the skills. They just changed the talents. And on some characters, they changed where a talent appears, what level you can get it. Notably, like a big one, at least in my opinion, was I used to main Chen, and now I think Chen's bad because he used to get on his tier 3 talents the pressure point strike, or whatever it is, that roots the target with your kick, and now you get that at level 21 or whatever, or somewhere thereabouts, like level 17 tier of talents, and it's too late in the game for it to be relevant during laning phase, which is, you know, when it gets you all the kills and it snowballs the game. They also changed a bunch of other talents for him. I think they kind of wrecked his talents. Now he can be like a hyper tank, or a damage dealer, or a AoE damage dealer, but he can't do it all anymore. And I think that's their goal with these talents changes, is that they wanted no character to be able to do it all. So they did some balancing, and it looks good. From the looks of the tier list, which this is Zuna, he plays professional league, I believe, and so I'm going to say he's a credible source for this tier list. Whatever, this is the big one I could find online. And it looks kind of good, because you know, most people are averaging around tier 3. Yes, they're stronger, and yes, they're weaker, but given this kind of pyramid shape on both sides, I'd say that's a somewhat balanced game. Like, most heroes are averaging around tier 3. So, the neckbeard, it's not really a neckbeard. It's kind of just a bad shaving job. Anyways, so ETC is at the top because he has ton of stun, ton of disable. I've always thought he was strong, but now he's gotten better talents to be a tank, and so now like his kit was always top tier, but he didn't have great talents. Now he has great talents to go along with his kit, so obviously tier 1. There you go. And I'm going to be going over all these champions and their skills in the how-to specific champion videos, so I'm not going to go over what their kit is, why it's so strong. I'll just say it's disable heavy and, lots of utility. Nazebo has always been good, done a lot of damage, but clearly now he has better talents, so he shot up right to the top. I can't see why he's 100% top tier, but maybe we'll see in the how-to videos when I give him a try, because I haven't played Nazebo enough. I've played him on free weeks, but not enough to make an accurate assessment of why he is tier 1 in Zuna's opinion. Anyway, Stitches has always been tier 1. The hook is just so broken, especially once you get the fishing hook talent and it goes insanely far. You just catch someone out from the complete darkness. They have no idea it's coming, and you get a kill, and then it's 4v5. It's like Blitz on steroids, or in other games. All the hook champions, always OP. Pudge from Dota, all that. He's not actually OP because there's such stronger kits in Dota. But anyways, he's good in solo queue always, and Stitches is no different. He is super strong because he has a hook. Tassadar has always been strong because he's really hard to kill. He has invulnerability, and you can get it to go up to 2 invulnerabilities with his talents. When you're low health, you can make it auto invulnerability you, and you can also use it yourself. It doesn't put your invulnerability skill on cooldown. So he's just really hard to kill, makes really big shields, and can actually do a lot of damage for a semi-support damage dealer character. So, and he has a utility ulti and a Archon ulti where he can do lots of damage and do AoE damage. So, really strong. He was top tier right when the game came out, and then he kind of dropped, I guess because better characters came out, and then now he's back because of this whole talent redo and all that kind of thing. So Illidan, just a really strong assassin. He can constantly chase people, and with the new talents, he's really hard to kill, and survivability was a bit of an issue for him because he's an assassin that really can only get in there. Like, he just commits to everything and chases everyone. So yeah, survivability talents are what brought him up here. But he's super strong. Like, no one can run away from him, especially if it's a bit disorganized and it's not ranked and it's just solo queue and whatever. He can totally wreck in solo queue. Like, he just catches people in the jungle, kills them, and then if the team fights are all spread out and straggly and you don't focus him, he just saves his E for only when he's getting focused, and he can just put out so much damage before that and stay alive. So, really strong. Malfurion is also really strong, just can keep people alive. He can give vision into bushes, which is really important actually in this game because vision is kind of a starved resource. Like, there's no warding, so it's just hard to get vision. So characters that can give and get vision. Oh yeah, and another mention on that is Tassadar's passive is that he can just give up vision of a whole big area, including stealth characters, which might be a reason why Nova is complete dirt tier right now. Those Zero Tools tier 2, so maybe just part of the reason is that these vision characters are rising in the tier list, so obviously in stealth reliant characters that are actually garbage if you could see them all the time, um, are are now getting shittier because, the vision characters are getting better. Anyway, along that same vein, Rhaegar, super powerful healing. He has all these disables. Well, he has a good slow, AoE slow, and you can format it for a 5-man team where you take Bloodlust, but most often I would say in solo queue it is better to take it's definitely better to take his heal ulti, because you just heal your MVP target that they want to burst down first. If the heal goes off, they go back to full health, and the other team has to take out their whole health bar again, and they get wrecked. Because they've just spent all their resources and all their cooldowns trying to kill that guy, and now they're dead. And now they're back to full health, and they have none of those resources to use instantly again. So yeah. Sergeant Hammer. Okay, so this one I debate a little bit, because in solo queue sometimes you can see Sergeant Hammer, even a good player on Sergeant Hammer, it doesn't matter, gets wrecked because the team isn't protecting them properly. Sergeant Hammer deals so much damage and has so much range, and in a team that knows to protect Sergeant Hammer, and the Sergeant Hammer knows where to position itself, and I'll talk more about this in the How to Sergeant Hammer video, which is really specific, because Sergeant Hammer is one of the, if not the most position-reliant character in the game. Oh, thy god of pointy thingy. Oh, thanks for watching. I'm gonna be playing some Hearthstone later. I just wanted to I've been really into Heroes of the Storm lately, and I wanted to do a how-to video on it. So, yeah, I'm gonna do a little series of videos now, and then I'm gonna play Hearthstone later. Promise. So, yeah, Sergeant Hammer, super positioning reliant, but really squishy and kind of easily killable if the team doesn't invest into protecting her. So, if this tier list was for competitive play, or ranked play where people know what they're doing, I completely agree. Solo queue quick match, maybe not your best option, though you can just solo split push down a lane, and if people are dumb and they're team fighting up top, even if they're winning team fights, you can usually push straight down to the inhibitor, because you can attack from out of range of buildings and towers and forts and all that. And just kind of win the game by yourself. And I've had to do that before as Sergeant Hammer. So, pretty flexible and super damaging if you're not focused, or if your team is good at protecting you, then you will just win with a Sergeant Hammer. Super strong. I agree with Tier 2. I don't think Tier 1, because she doesn't have everything. She needs that team around her and stuff. But, yeah. So that's enough on her. Uther. Really strong stun ulti. I'm in favor of the stun ulti always, because the second tier of it is a massive AoE stun, and it can just set up to insta-win team fights, or you can instantly pick off the most important target in that huge stun. It just is so much more impactful than the invincibility. A Kale ulti is nice, but it's no giant AoE stun, in my opinion. And lots of healing, and he sticks around for so long after he dies, and he can use his whole kit after he's dead. So, yeah, that's just also really good. The fact that he persists through death pretty much means that he can go in, do his big stun, try and disengage, throw his heals out onto everyone, even himself, and even if he does die, he's still around for the whole team fight. His ghost lasts definitely until at least that team fight is done. And so, he's